Hello guys, in this video we will make a number guessing game application. In this application we will get 5 number of guesses, so we have to guess a number between 0 to 100. So this application will save a random number between 0 to 100 and we have to guess that number. So let's start playing this game. So first let's start with 58, and here we will also get a hint. So it is saying you are guessing bigger number, so let's type 23. Now it is saying smaller number, so that number must be in between these numbers, so let's say 35. So now again it is saying smaller number, so 44. Now let's type 51. Since our number of guests left has become 0, so now we have lost the game. So in case of lost, this losing dialog will show up. If we won the game, then the winning dialog will come up. So let's press this try again. This will reset the game. In so here so here there will be one more functionality, like if we try to type any number which is not in between 0 to 100, it will show us a toast. Like if I try to type 125, then now here we can see it is showing a toast. Again, if I try something that is not number, like comma 5 dot 0, something like this, so it will also show this toast error. So so this application we will design in Jetpack Compose. Let's create a new empty Jetpack Compose activity. Here we will name our application, and let's choose this minimum API 21. Here first we will go to this Gradle file, and in here let's change this version number to 1.8, and the Kotlin compiler version we will use 1.4, because this is the compatible version with Kotlin 1.8. And so after this, let's paste one more dependency. You can take this dependency from GitHub project, and let's sync this. Now this Gradle file has synced. Now we will go to our UI package, and here in the color file, here we will paste two more colors. These two colors we will use in our project. You can also take these colors from GitHub. Let's close this, and with the new project some codes also come, so let's delete this code and we will write our own code. Now let's see the design, how we will design our main screen. So this is our screen. How we will design: first we will take a big column layout, and in that column layout, for this line number of guests left, we will take a text layout. So first let's design this part. Here first let's create a new Kotlin file. I will name it. Let's create a new composable function. Let's create a preview function also, so we can see the preview simultaneously. First let's open this split mode so we can see the preview. Here we can see the preview. What we have did: first we have taken the column layout for whole screen. Here we have assigned this fill max size modifier, so this column can take the whole screen size. and here we have used the background of blue dark color. This is the same color we pasted in our color.kt file. So here this color we are using in our background, and this padding, this will give some space around the sides. Here we can see first thing we have used this text composable. So first let's zoom in little bit. Here we have used this build annotated string. So why? Because this single text composable has different styling. That's why we have used this build annotated string. Here, because we need different styling for this 5, so we need to use this with style. Here we have assigned we need white colors. For the whole text, this yellow dark will color will apply and font size will apply this 18. But for this 5 only, we have applied this white color. So this is how we deal with this when we have different styling in a single text composable. So now next thing, there will be a row of text like this we can see. So there will be a row, and in that row there will be a text composables. So now we will create this. So let's minimize this little bit. So this is how we will create the row of guessed numbers. So here what we have did, first we have taken this row and here we have assigned this fill max width modifier. So this row will take the maximum width. Also we have used this height modifier for fixed heights. So whenever, because initially it will there will be no list, but it should take a fixed height of 250 dp. That's why we have used this fixed height. And also this horizontal and vertically it should be center. And here like this we will provide a list of guest numbers, and for each numbers there will be a text composables. And here we have assigned this padding only for the after end of every number composable there will be a some padding, so it should give some space between numbers. Next thing we will work on this hint text. So this is quite simple. We just need to take a text composable and in that we will use this hint. Here in the last, let's copy it and use it here. So like this we will use text composable for our hint. So here font style we have used this italic, and also we have assigned this fill max width. So this text composable also should take maximum width. And next thing, we need to give some space after this. So for that let's use a spacer of height 40 dp. And after this there will be a outline text field, so there user can input their number. So like this we will use the outline text field. So here what we have used with the help of this modifier, first we have said it should take fill maximum width, and after that I have used this padding. It only needs horizontal padding, so we need some space before the outline field and after this outline field. So here we have used only horizontal padding. And right now this value and on value change I have left it blank, so we will deal with this later. And here with the help of this text style we have used this text to align center. So whenever user will input the number, so it should be in the center of this text box. With the help of these colors we have given some different colors to this outline text field. And after this again we will use this spacer, and after this that spacer there will be our button where it should say enter. So here for this button we have used in this align modifier, so this button should align in the end, and after this I have given some padding to the end, so it should align with this text box, because in that text box also we give some padding horizontally to 40 dp. Similarly here we have used only end padding, and after this on click we will deal with this later. And here for this color we have used this background color yellow dark. This is the same color we pasted in that color file, and this content color should be in black. Now we can see we have designed our whole screen. Now the next thing we will design that winning and losing dialog. For that let's create a new Kotlin file, and let's also make a preview function. Here again we will take a column layout, and in that column layout we use some text composables. So here first let's a column layout. Now we have used this column layout. So first let's open this split mode. So here we can see our dialog card. Here we have used this column layout, and in that column layout I have used this fixed size of 300 dp, and also I have clipped corners of this column 10 dp. Now let's use few text composables here. So like this we will use this text composable, but after this congratulations I need that u1 should be come in the next line. So for that we will say next new line. For new line we use these things. So after this let's copy it and reuse it again. So here we can see I have used this font family of cursive. So it is in a stylish way. And one more thing, this N should also be in capital. And after this text composable, so after this text composable, we will use images for lose or for win, we will use two different images. For importing those images into our project, first let's go to this res folder and here drawable, and in that drawable let's right click and new vector assets. Here let's click on this clip art. So here we can see with the Android Studio these all icons come. So here we can take two icons. First there is icon emoji, this emoji event. Let's take this trophy icon and I will rename this it to icon trophy, and let's next and finish. Here we can see there is our trophy icon, and let's import one more icon. The name of the second icon is rowing. So we will use these two icons for win and lose situations. For that we will use image composable. Here we can see I have used this image composable, and in that image composable this is how we use images from our drawable folder. So I have given this image size of fixed 80 dp, and also after this image there will be a button for play again. Here we have, with the help of this color parameter, we have given different colors. Now what we will do, since we have to reuse this same card for winning and losing, so we should pass few things through the parameter so we can reuse and change accordingly for winning and losing. First thing we will do, we will keep all these thing in this column layout in a dialog box, because should be a dialog of winning and losing. Here let's move it inside this dialog block, and now let's pass few things through the parameter. So these are the things we will pass through the parameters. So first let's attach these all these parameters to their respective values. First, this text should also be a different for each card. So let's use this text here, and that mystery number also should come different every time, like this. And next thing, this image should also be a different for different cards, and this text of button should also be different. Now one more thing, we need to assign this reset game. So this is the function we will pass later. So first we will assign this reset game to this on dismiss request. So whenever user will click outside the dialog box, it means that user wants to dismiss that dialog. Again, in that case also it should be reset the game. And whenever user click on this play again button or try again button, so it should also reset the game, like this. Now we will pass parameters of these in our preview function so we can see the preview for both dialogues. Here we can see our previews, so let's minimize it little more. Now we can see our both of our cards are looking perfectly fine. That's how we will design these cards. So now next thing what we will do, we will go to our guessing game screen and we need to see this screen design in our emulator. So for that let's pass our guessing game screen in our main activity and let's run this in the emulator. So here we can see our screen is looking perfectly fine. And one more thing we will do, we will change the color of this status bar also to this background color. So for that we will go to this theme package and here after this block I will paste some code. You can take this code from GitHub project also. So let's import these values first. So this is the code that will help in changing the color of this status bar. Here I have used this status bar color to this blue dark. So this is that same color we pasted in that color file. So like this we will change the color of this status bar. And one more thing we will change that first let's press on this text field. So here we can see this text keyboard is showing, but we only need user to input numbers. So we only need number keyboards. To change this keyboard, we need to go this guessing game screen and here in that outline text field, I will change the keyboard parameters. So with the help of this keyboard option, we will define the keyboard type to number keyboard type. And what this IMA action is, this little icon of enter. So we need, instead of this enter icon, we need the done icon. So either user can click on this enter icon or on that done icon. So both buttons should work. So that's why I have used this IMA action to done. So now let's see these two changes of status bar and this keyboard. So now we can see our status bar color is also of same color of background. And now when we click on this text field, so here we can see this keyboard is now number keyboard and this IMA action is also done. So now when we click on this keyboard, as we can see there is no number is coming in this text field. So now we will work on this. Now what is happening is whenever we are typing, first let's minimize this run and let's go to this outline text field. So right now we are not doing anything in this on value change. So here we have to specify something like whenever user inputs something, then this on value function will call and what it should happen. So we need to manage states of this app. So for that, let's create a new view model. So there we will change the states of our screen. So let's create a new file. Let's extend it to view model. So this app should know that this is our view model. One more thing we will do, we will create one more file. First, let's see what state is. So state is anything that can change during the course of using the app. So anything that can change during the usage of app, that is state. So first of all we work on this text field state. So whenever user press some numbers, so it should be updated to that state and here we will read that state. So first let's create a new value for that. Here we have used this user number value and it should be of string type and initially it should be blank because as we can see this text field whenever user open the app, it should be blank. So now let's go to this view model, and here we will initialize our guessing game state class. So like this, first we will make a private value of this underscore state. So we, with the help of this underscore state, we will change the state in this view model only. That's why I have made it private. And we will use this mutable state flow. State flow is part of coroutines. With the help of this state flow, we can get the updated latest value. So now I will make a new function for updating this text field. So like this we will update. So first let's attach this function and then we will discuss. Let's go to this text field, and here in this on value change we will say first we need to access the view model and states. So here let's So like this we will access those state and view model, and this right now is giving errors, so let's import those get value and set values. Let's go to our text field, and here what this on value changes, this function comes with the outline text field, so it says what it should do whenever user input new text. So what it should do, we will say it should call the function of view model dot update text field, and so it should pass the new text into this update text field function. So now let's go to our view model, and here we can see here we are getting that new text, and here with the help of this update function, we are updating our state. Press Ctrl B, and initially this is a blank string. So whenever new text will come, it should update every time to this value. This value. We will also read that value, so we can see that value here in this text field. So here let's read that value. Here like this we will read the value, and right now this is giving errors, so let's comment out this. So now let's go to our main activity. Now this will give us error because we need to provide the view model. So here we will create a new instance. So with the help of this view model object, this is the same which we pasted that dependency in our Gradle file. This dependence, with the help of that dependency, we are creating that view model instance. So here we will pass our view model, and now let's run our app and see those changes. So now our app has started. So one more thing we will work on, that whenever this app open, that keyboard is not showing automatically, and also this text field is not focused. So let's click on this, and now this keyboard has opened. So now let's type some numbers. 3. Now we can see whenever we are giving some number, so it is updating that state value, and here with the help of this on value change we are updating the state, and here we are reading that state simultaneously. So let's type 32 5. Now this is working perfectly fine. Now let's work on that. So whenever this app opens, this keyboard should automatically opens up. So for that, here we will create some objects. So here what we have did, first we will create a new focus requester object with the help of this focus requester class. So what this launch effect is, here we have provided the key unit. Unit means every time when app will open, so it will run only one time. So what it will run, first it will take a delay of 500 millisecond, means after some delay we will request the focus. So we also need to assign this request focus to where we need focus. We need to tell that we need focus on this outline text field. So here we will say focus requester. Here we will pass our focus requester. So with the help of this, we are saying that we need focus on this text field. Now we can run our app and see is it working fine or not. Here we can see when this app is open, now we can see it automatically opens this keyboard. Let's type this 32 and when we press enter, nothing is happening. So after pressing enter, this value should come up in this list, and initially this list should be blank, and this number of guests left should also be 4. Means this number of guests is changing every time user is using the app, and this guest number list will also change. So we will keep both these things in our state class. So like this we will create these two values. The default value should be 5 of this number of guests left, and this guest numbers list, it should be blank initially. So first let's read those two states in our screen. So here first let's minimize this run. So instead of this hard coded value, we will say like this, we will read that value. Initially it will be 5, and after every attempt it should minimize it by 1. And that list, this list should also come from that state class, state dot guest numbers list. Now we will make a function in our view model. So for that, every time user enter a new number, it should update these two states. So for that, let's create a new function. So like this, we will update the value of these states. First, what we have did, whenever user click on this enter button, then some user number will come, and it will be of string type, because with the keyboard only strings come. So first we will convert that string into integer. So while converting to that int, let's press Ctrl Q on this. So this function converts the string into int. But sometimes what happens, string is not valid representation of number. So it gives us error of number format exception. Like if the user press on this keyboard like comma 8 5. Now if user press on this enter, then this system cannot convert this string into a number, so it will give us an error. So we are dealing that error here. So if user provides something like that, then we will say we should get only 0 value. And after this, first we will see the current state. Like this is how we will read that current state. So with the help of that current state, we will take the new guess left by subtracting one number from that current list. Similarly, new guess number list will be that current number guess list. We will add that new number and then we get the new guess list. And here we will update those two values. And what this user number, so whenever user will press enter, so it should pass that number to this list and this text field should be blank again. So that's why I have provide this blank string here. Now we need to attach this on user input function to this enter button and this on done IME action. So for that, let's go to our game screen, and here in this button we will say on user input and how we will provide the number. So whatever will be the number in that state class, it should read that number from there. So here also with the help of this keyboard action, we will provide same functionality to this on done. So whenever user click on this IME action of on done, so it should also run that on user input function. So now let's run our app and see these changes. So now let's input 12 and press on this enter. So now we can see this, initially it was a blank list. Now whatever input user has input, so it has come in this list, and this also this number of guests left has decreased by 1. Now let's type 45 and press this IME action. So when we press on this IME action, this same thing is happening. So it is working totally fine. Now the next thing we will work on this, like if user input something like 125. So the users are not supposed to input number not which are not in between 0 to 100. It should show the toast that please enter number between 0 to 100. So we will provide this functionality. Right now, if we press enter, then we can see this 125 number, it is also accepting. So let's put a check on this thing. For that, let's go to our view model and here we will write some code. So like this, we will put a check on user input function. So with the help of this if statement, we are checking if the number is not in this range, means 1 to 99. These two 1 and 99 is also included. If it is not in this range, then we will show a toast. And for this toast, we need a context. So we will pass through the parameter of this on user input function. So now let's go to our main screen. So right now it will give us errors like this. So here we will create context. Like this we create the context and now we will pass this context to our functions like this. So let's copy this. Now we can run our app and see these changes. Now let's type 58. Enter. Now let's try to type 956. it is updating the value, but it is also showing the error. So first let's go to our main view model. I forgot to use the return keyword here, because whenever if user has input something like this 956 means not in this range, then it should check it here and it will provide a toast, and it should return from this function instantly. It should not go here. So that's why it is updating these two values right now, but now I have put this return keyword, so it will return after this if block. So now let's run our app again. Now let's type 582 and let's press enter. Now we can see it is not updating those values, and it is also showing a toast. Please enter a number between these values. So it is working fine. So like now let's type 55. Next thing we will work on this hint. So this hint should also change whenever user input a new number. For this, let's go to our guessing game state. Here we will also make a state of that random number between 0 to 100, so we can compare that user number with that random number, so we can give the hint accordingly. So like this we have created these two new values. First this mystery number, here we with the help of this random function we are generating a random value which will include both these values. And with the help of this hint description, here we are providing a default value of that hint. With the help of these /n, we will give this text to a new line. So first let's read this hint text in our screen. So here instead of this text, like this. Now let's go to our main view model, and here so this is how we will give the new hint description. With the help of this when block, we will check if the user number is greater than the mystery number. If yes, then we will give this hint text. Otherwise, we will give this hint text. So let's update this new hint description also with these states like this. Now let's run our app. Now we can see initially this hint tag is coming. Guess the mystery number between 0 to 100. Now if I press 85 and press enter, then we can see this hint text is changing. Now it is saying you are guessing bigger number than this mystery number. So now let's say 65. Again it is saying bigger number, means let's type 45. Again this is saying bigger number 12. Now this is saying smaller number, means the number is between these two values 45 and 12. So let's guess 35. Now it is saying bigger number, but now number of guess left is 0, so it should show us that now you have lost. So for checking this winning or losing situation, we need to create a new state in our state class. So like this we have created an enum class where we will keep states in 3 stages. like 1 if the user has won, or if the user has lost, or it is still playing. So initially it will be a playing stage, and now in our view model we will check if the user has win or lost. So with this when block, we will check first if the user in number is equal to the mystery number, that random number. Now it should store the win stage. And if new guess left is 0, then it should save this lose stage. And otherwise it should be playing stage. So we will also update this new game stage every time. And with this new game stage, we will read in our screen, and accordingly we will provide different screen. So here with the help of this when block, we are checking if the game is in playing stage or winning stage or losing stage. So if the game is in playing stage, it means it should show this screen. Otherwise it should show the winning dialog or the losing dialog. So for this playing screen, let's copy all this content. Let's minimize it here and copy all this content, and let's create a new composable function, screen content, and let's pass this here. And this will give some error because this is accessing the state, so we will provide that this state in through the parameter like this. Now it will give error to these two functions. So these two functions also we will provide through the parameter. Like this, we will provide these values through the parameters. So first let's access this screen content here. Let's copy those functions from there. Now let's attach these parameters on their respective values. Now we have provided this whole screen content on playing stage. Now we will provide that winning dialog and losing dialog. First let's make a big column. That column should be similar to this column. So let's copy these values and paste in this column, and in this column we will provide that winning dialog. So let's go to that file winning dialog, and let's copy these values in our gaming as screen and paste it here. So whenever user will win, this screen will show. Now let's copy these things and paste in the losing stage, and instead of this winning dialog we will provide the content of losing dialog. So when user will lose, then it should see this screen. Now we can run our app and see these changes, because right now we are in this playing stage, so we are seeing this screen. So now let's play. Let's guess it 58, and now it is saying you are guessing bigger number, means 32. Now again it is saying bigger number, so 12. Now it is saying a smaller number, it means the number is in between this 12 and 32. So this time let's say 26. Now again it is saying bigger number, so let's take 22. Now because our number of guests left has become 0, so it is showing this loose screen. But this mystery number, it is not showing correct because we are not reading this. We have hard coded this 32 value. Now we will read this through the state. So here we will say state dot mystery number. So like this we will read that mystery number here, and let's paste this value also here. And next thing what we will do, if user clicks on dismiss or try again this button, so it should reset our game. Right now nothing is happening if user clicks on dismiss or try again. So for this let's create a new function in our view model. So here what we are doing, we are providing the default values of all the states to our current state. So whenever user will click on this try again or dismiss this dialog, so it will reset and give these all default values to our guessing game state. So let's go to this, and here we will attach our reset function, viewModel dot reset game. So now let's copy it and paste it here also. Now let's run our app again. Now let's type number 54 and press this. Now it is saying smaller number, so it means 81. It is saying bigger number, so 68. Smaller number 72. Again it is saying smaller number means 76. Now it is saying congratulations, you won, the mystery number is 76. So I guessed that number right. Now it is showing that winning dialog. So our app is working perfectly fine. If I press on this play again button, then that game will reset to their default values like this. Now we have built our app fully. So that should be all for this video. Thanks for watching.